Hey everybody, Brett Coates here. I want to let you know that somebody put this on my desk today. And if you are under 30 and have never seen one of these, let me explain to you what this is. This is a directory or a phone book. And to look up businesses or to contact businesses or to visit a business before, you used to have to open this up, find alphabetically the business, and then get their address or phone number and call them that way. So things have changed quite a bit since this, thankfully. I didn't even know they still made these. But since we're in a season of change, it sparked me just to think that we are all kind of reeling right now, trying to figure out how we can change. And even as a church, we're trying to figure out how, if you can't come here, how do we push content to you? So one of the things that I wanted to kind of warn us, encourage us is, as we're in a season of change, be sure not to neglect how you are spending time with God, worshiping God on your own. I'm in a study right now on the book of Judges, and there's a repeated theme. That's a sad theme, but a repeated theme in the book of Judges where the people of Israel follow God and they obey His commands and they enjoy His presence and His peace. And then over time, they slowly drift and they begin to meld with other nations. And they worship God and they worship other gods too. And in time, those other nations begin to enslave the Israelites. And after so many years, they are miserable because they've drifted from God. And they begin to be enslaved by those people. And after years of just misery, they come together, they realize what they've done, they've left God. And they cry out to God together. And God, in His graciousness, produces a judge or a ruler to gather them, to lead them out of the enslavement where they are and back to God. God is so good. He comes through for them every time. But the next generation does the same thing. It's this cycle where they follow God, they're committed to God, and then over time they drift. So Timothy Keller, author and pastor, this is the book that I'm using in my own personal devotional time right now. I love this book. It's called Judges for You. It's so good, and I encourage you, if you're looking for a resource right now to grow in your faith, just to buy this book on Amazon. But Timothy Keller goes through 3 cycles that the Israelites show in their faith cycle, this repetition. It's commitment to God, complacency, and compromise. Commitment, complacency, and compromise. Now, that complacency is not quick shifts. It's not big decisions they make. It's slow things over time that just kind of fade in their relationship with God that lead to compromise. Now, I know church life isn't normal right now, and if we aren't careful, we will all drift in our faith from commitment to complacency and eventually to compromise and make bad decisions. We can't meet here together on Sundays right now, and life groups can't meet together right now. And if we're not careful, we will neglect our relationship with God. If you have children, you are the primary spiritual leader of your children. You no longer have the luxury of coming to a place and allowing your middle school student or high school student or elementary student to go to a room and to hear a prepared message about Jesus. You are the primary spiritual leader of your home. And that's why we are working our best, and more to come on that, of releasing content to you and equipping you to do the best you can at that. But don't let your children's faith be neglected in this time. In all this, while we can't come to the building together to worship, we want you to be mindful, be intentional to spend time with God. Turn on worship music. If you have an Alexa or something else, turn on worship music. watch messages online, get a devotional, spend time in Scripture, make that a new routine. Check out this Facebook content that we are working our best to encourage and challenge and direct you in your faith. But just be careful. Our final word, warning and encouragement to you right now, is just to be careful not to fall into the trap that we saw in the book of Judges of commitment, complacency, and compromise in your faith.